Música otra vez. Música. There was a few things in the music video that I left out. I love jazz also. I love jazz too. Okay, I got some jazz albums. But when I was in middle school, I was going to all the dances in Virgil. Um, Virgil had Friday night dances, which I went to almost all the time. And then there was after school dances that I went to also and learned how to dance. And those dances were like regular top 40 rock and roll, stuff from the 70s, 60s, 70s and stuff. And I won a couple of dance contests. Not that anybody else danced so great, but I kind of danced all right. Um, and also, I forgot to mention this on KHJ, 93 KHJ, that radio station also had, it was Channel 9 and the TV station Channel 9, KHJ. And KHJ had two shows, dance shows, sort of like American Bandstand, but it was like, Channel 9 was a cheaper station, so I didn't have the big budget. But they had Ninth Street West, which came on, I don't know if it was every day or once a week. And on the weekends, it was Hollywood a Go Go. Hollywood a Go Go with the go go dancers. Love that. So I used to write. I was too young to get on. You had to be 18 or older. So I would write all the time for tickets. They say, write in for tickets. So I had their address and I would write in. And they always wanted to know your age, and I wasn't old enough, so they never gave me tickets. Never sent me anything. But Ninth Street West was being canceled. They weren't going to do it anymore. So they announced the last week of Ninth Street West that it would be on the air. You could come down to the Channel 9 and get on and be one of the dancers on the TV. So they set up in their parking lot a stage, and then it was big enough for a lot of people to come in. So I went every day. I was on TV dancing. Yeah, I even told my parents, "Hey, I'm going to be on TV." I think the show came on around 5 or 6 o'clock, and sure enough, I was there because I couldn't get in any other way. And they said, "Come down. It's free. You can come in." So I did it. I went there every day, and then Danny got into it, and when Bobby Solis they came, you know, they didn't know anything. Danny just was lame. Danny thought he was so cool and Mr. Charming. Danny and Solis would tell Danny, "Hey, put on your charm and we can pick up these girls." All right. So I would dance, rock and roll, the top 40 stuff, um, in those days, late 60s into the 70s. And then I would go to dances around the community. The Catholic Church would usually have these halls, for receptions and parties and stuff that they would rent out. So a lot of different organizations would, rent the church halls and then get a band to come and play. And I was in tune with all that stuff. I had friends that knew, well, there's going to be a dance over here and a dance over there. And sometimes the dance was lame and sometimes it was really good. The Nicholas Church had St. Nicholas Church had a lot of dances with live bands, and not only one band, multiple bands would come in the nighttime. The Roger Young Auditorium, same thing. Multiple bands would come on certain nights. It would be like 10, $15. I don't think it was ever $20. So I would go to all those dances when I was a teenager, and because I loved all the music and I loved to dance. So I wanted to make a little update to the music video. So I love jazz. There was a jazz station. It was like that. I think it was a classical, and then certain days of the week they change over to a jazz station. I would listen to jazz too. Love jazz. Love vibes. Cal Tjader. Ding, 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 ding. Cal Tjader played Latin music, but also, he played with other groups that were just sort of straight jazz and all kinds of different jazz. Dizzy Gillespie. I love Count Basie, the big band sound from back in the 40s, like Count Basie and Duke Ellington and Glenn Miller. I like all this stuff, like from World War II. all that kind of stuff that they play. You know, what is it, Midnight Serenade, and all those great tunes from back in the from 30s and the 40s and stuff, World War II music that people were listening to that were in those old movies all the time. I loved all that music, you know, all that kind of stuff. So I had a very like wide range of and taste of music, different kinds of music. So then I wanted to say too that when those Latin groups would come in the 70s when I was older and went to like the Palladium and stuff, it was Eddie Palmieri and Willie Colon, and it was Mon Rivera that played at that hotel in downtown. Mon Rivera and Willie Colon made that album. I forget the name of that album, which I think I still have nowadays. And da 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 do 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 bop bop do do do. Mon Rivera and El Sonero Mayor. That other guy. Okay, I'm forgetting names now, but I liked all those people. But at the same time, I liked rock and roll and jazz and symphonies and I said klezmer music and big band stuff. Yes, and I have some Glenn Miller albums. You know. That they re-recorded stuff and put it in box sets. If you want to buy records, old records from thrift stores, look for the ones that are in box sets that are all sealed up. Usually people kept them in those boxes, and usually they're in a fantastic shape. I have a ton of those box sets that you open them up and you look, and you already got to look at one record and realize that everything in here is good. You know, clean and not scratches on them and stuff like that. So I just wanted to do a little update on the music because I had forgotten some things and I wanted to include them. So, música, música, música.